This is the Thinkscape Insight Studio, where researchers can review completed Thinkscape sessions and explore the collected information at their own pace. We are reviewing a question from a recent Thinkscape session in which 110 adults discussed issues related to nuclear power. As you can see here at the top, the question that they are deliberating is, what is the biggest concern about building nuclear power plants in the United States and why? On the right side is the list of participants. Now, Thinkscape supports various levels of anonymity, so it can be configured to match whatever project requirements. On the left side is the deliberation visualizer, which shows the 22 think tanks that participants have been randomly distributed into. And here in the middle is the deliberation area. It is a standard text chat system. Since the interface is so familiar, participants only need a minute's orientation by the moderator before they are ready to go. For those that may have difficulties with the keyboard, there's also a speech-to-text feature. I'll press play and we can watch as the group begins to deliberate this question. We're currently in the moderator view, which sees every comment in every room. Some like this view, but it's too busy for me. So I'm just going to press pause, and let's step into one of the think tanks and watch the deliberation amongst those 5 participants. So I've just stepped into room 6, and you can see here as the participants are beginning to engage around this question and start talking. After the discussion has been going on for a few minutes, the AI agents begin sharing the ideas raised in other think tanks. I'll press pause here for a moment. You'll see here, in fact, that the local ThinkBot gadget has introduced the idea, considering the cost aspect, it's worth noting that nuclear projects often exceed their budgets. Could this be a significant concern? And you'll note that the source for this comment was actually from Think Tank 12, although it was introduced to this room conversationally by the ThinkBot. And we can see that the group is actually beginning, participants in this room are actually beginning to engage with this idea immediately. Here on the left side, we have a real-time recording of the ideas and issues that have been raised in this local conversation. Well, we could stay here and watch this group, or we could jump in and out of different think tanks to watch the local conversation in real time. Researchers often prefer the Insights view. We get there by clicking on this icon. The Insights view provides a real-time AI-assisted view of all the deliberations going on in the think tanks. I'll press pause for just a moment. Note, I said this is real-time. Researchers can come here during a session and observe the session as it happens. And from the Insights view, they can watch these real-time analytics as the deliberations across all the rooms take place. Here in the upper right corner is the verbatim section. The verbatims window provides a sampling of the comments that are being made in different rooms, color-coded to the ideas that they're referencing. In the sentiment history, here in the upper left, we see real-time analysis of the language that the participants are using as they talk about the different answers to the questions. The lines represent how positively or negatively they are being talked about. And we see this happening in real time. I'm going to slow down the presentation to real time, the replay to real time. Looking below here, we can see the list of ideas that have been raised by participants at this point in the conversation. We can scroll down to see that to this point, there have been 13 unique ideas, now 14 different ideas that have actually been raised across the group. Each of these ideas have metrics associated with them, including exposure, which is the percent of rooms that have discussed an idea, engagement, the percentage of people who have engaged with that idea, and support, which is the share of positive sentiment associated with that answer. There are also a variety of other metrics and analytics that are available immediately, including a real-time summary of the reasons that are being used to support and reject each of the answers. Let's step over into Think Tank 10 to watch the end here of the conversation. I'm going to press pause for just a minute. The moderator determines how much time to give for each deliberation. As you can see by the timer in the upper right corner, the group was given 6 minutes to deliberate this question. Of course, depending on the research methodology and the moderator's objectives, these times can be completely configured. With a few minutes to go, the moderator has decided to move the conversation to consensus. In this phase, Thinkscape presents the participants the top answers across all 22 groups, as you can see here, along with the reasons why, and asks the group which of these is the best answer, and to support it with their rationale. All participants in the rooms are seeing this message at the same time, and in this way, the moderator is asking the group to reach consensus around these top choices. At the end, the group is presented with the top answer that it was able to come up with, and the summary of reasons supporting it. In this case, toxic waste. Now, of course, the researcher can continue to explore the collected data by resetting the play bar, or jumping into other rooms, or using the search feature here in the bottom left corner to find keywords anywhere in the discussion. For example, I will search for Chernobyl. We can see that it was mentioned 84 times across all the rooms, and with a click, I can move into that part of the discussion in any room and explore the conversation around it. Thinkscape produces more traditional reports as well. At the end of every session, Thinkscape automatically generates written reports and spreadsheets for each question that was asked, with analysis and visuals. It gives qualitative and quantitative assessments, written summaries of key insights, provides graphs, tables, and word clouds of key sentiments, and statistical analysis of significant differences. Consider the time savings this introduces for market research and consumer intelligence studies. It normally takes weeks to set up a focus group and have a person write the report or memo for a session that only included 8 to 10 participants. This session, that included multiple questions, of course we only showed just one question just now, was conducted with over 100 participants and completed in under an hour. And it could have had 400 participants and been just as fast. So to recap, Thinkscape provides qualitative insights from group deliberation at unprecedented speed and scale, along with quantitative analysis. In addition to the speed and cost benefits, participants in Thinkscape sessions contribute 51% more content, contribute more evenly across all the participants, and provide greater depth in their answers. And the platform mitigates the biases that spoil focus groups. Consider that even if there is a domineering personality or an authority figure taking part, they can only influence the 4 or 5 other people in their local think tank. When their ideas are shared by their AI agents, those ideas will live or die based solely on their own merits. In addition to automated reporting that includes session metrics, summaries, and transcripts, researchers can use the Insight Studio for ad hoc analysis. For more information about Thinkscape, visit thinkscape.ai or visit the company website at unanimous.ai.